Welcome to the Rise podcast. Conversations around faith,
Family, fatherhood,
and figuring it all out.
And figuring it all out.
All of it.
All of that. Even the entry.
Yep. To my far right, we have the acclaimed Nate Tuft. And to his left, we have the tardy Greg Pavick.
Yes. Haven't worn a backwards hat for a while. What do you guys feel?
Some guys evaluate their quarterbacks on how they wear their hat. Frontward hat
true.
guy, backward hat guy.
Yeah.
Can you win a Super Bowl with a backward hat guy? I don't know.
I don't know. It's...
Are you 12? Are you 28? Are you
When Tom
40?
Brady was had a little bit too much tequila and he came off that boat, I think he had a backwards hat, didn't he?
He did.
He did.
Yes, but I don't know on the sideline. I think he wears it forward.
Oh,
and
it's
then
purely
then
sideline
Matthew
rule.
Stafford wears his hat backwards on the sideline. So
Of course
and
he
he's
does.
never even been to the playoffs. So
no. So
Obviously.
what are you gonna do? What's more important, winning
there's
or looking
something
cool?
in there. And for me, I hope I'm a rare few where maybe I can do both.
And at this point, you just want to look cool.
You
What
have
are
a
you
good
gonna
enough
win at?
hairline, a good enough beard. I mean, you can do almost any hairstyle. You can wear hats. I mean, it's just...
Wow, thank you so
I'm
much.
very jealous of you in all kinds of ways, but
Wow.
especially around
The feeling's mutual.
top of your body.
I'm kind of jealous of your hairline.
No, you're not.
No, I really am.
Dog.
Really?
Come on.
No,
Why,
I think
why
it's
even
cool.
say it? Why?
No,
Come on.
it's I.
You
It
compliment
means it.
all the things.
That hurts.
That's why would that be the thing you
I have
compliment?
lots of skills.
No, hold on a second.
People say I have a
The
nice
hairline.
smile.
The
I
hairline
think
is what
this
you're going for.
This, I'm just saying. He mentioned my hairline
Yep.
and my beard.
And you would prefer his hairline to yours.
I'm just saying I like his hairline.
On me?
I'm not like.
I mean, I don't think you're choosing it though. Like, he doesn't look bad, but
I just always liked his hairline.
okay.
I really
Very
have.
humbling conversation.
It looks
But-
great.
Thanks.
Wonderful.
And then you have
Good.
Nate over here as I'm complimenting you, like dissing my compliment because he thinks your hairline's so terrible
Well, I mean,
that I'm
I feel
getting.
like he's just being honest.
I just know you guys are crushing me
Right, I'm a
when I'm
genuine
like
guy.
giving you and you're like, oh, his hairline, you kidding? That hairline, you think that's
you
good?
wouldn't choose it. I don't think even he would choose it.
I wouldn't choose it.
You wouldn't choose it.
No.
Why would I choose it?
would
It
you
looks
choose-
fantastic. Now, if it was a little more George Costanza-ish and there was nothing, I don't think I'd be in on it as much. Not like that. Okay.
I stopped caring already a
Right.
while ago. Like, just, it's just.
You
what
have
it is.
plenty in the middle.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's not I mean,
But it's balding.
You're not gonna. It's not
It's
like
receding.
the first compliment I would give him.
Well, no.
Is it my best
I
feature? Greg?
mean, it wouldn't be.
You said that was Max's best feature. Was
No,
his
I
hairline?
I don't
didn't.
think he said that, but it came off that way.
He mentioned my
Everyone knows
hairline.
it's my calves.
Yeah, and he's got nice calves.
Anyway, I don't know.
We spent too much time on that.
We did. Weekly updates. Nate, how's your week been?
Knocked out a paper. Playoff basketball time is the best. So going to a playoff basketball game tomorrow. Recruiting's heating up. It hasn't really been that big of a week. It's nice, sun's out, but we're not going to talk about the weather because it's so lame.
It's way too Minnesotan.
No, it's been
really
a good
nice,
week,
though.
but just not that eventful.
Yeah. I would. Well, what do you got, Max? Give us your
My week?
Yeah, give us your week update.
I had one of the first toilet-related achievements in like the past 20 years.
Nice.
I don't want to hear about your
Yes.
poop, Max.
No, it's not that.
Is this the story about the noodles coming up out of the toilet again?
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
Oh.
that's not an achievement. That was more of a failure. I had to replace the toilet.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for doing it yourself. I
Yeah.
was going to be
well,
so
we
mad
didn't.
at
We
you.
don't know that yet.
I did it myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it was
yourself.
awful. I wouldn't do it again.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No.
He learned his lesson.
But I'm glad you finally did it. You've been
Yeah, it was
talking about
fine.
it.
It was all right. It's good to have a new toilet.
Why did you change it out?
So I don't have a good reason. One of them was leaking. So we went to the store to get a new one, put one in our cart, talked to an associate who said, you don't need a new one. It sounds like you just need a new wax ring. But we already had one in our cart. So then we just bought a wax ring, and then I replaced the other one and fixed the wax ring of the leaky one.
Sure.
So it wasn't,
right.
I mean,
But you're just like, I'm ready for a new.
yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're happy with it, aren't you?
Our private master bathroom, that one had like the whatever mechanism inside had been running. I had fixed the plunger thing a number of times. It just ran all the time. And so we were like, yeah, whatever, just get a whole new toilet.
This is something I talk about a fair amount. Two things that I feel like haven't been updated enough would be the toilet and the windshield of cars. Like two
you ran
things.
a Tesla with their windshields?
No.
They go like, they're amazing.
And they're
so cool.
Are they like better? Do they not get like frozen up and stuff? Because
No,
that's,
I
I
probably
just feel
still
like
get
there could be
frozen.
plenty of technology out there that would improve the
Well, they got like heads-up
windshield.
display now that like where
Yeah,
it shows
that's good.
on the
Yeah.
thing, but
But they had that way back in the 90s
It
on
just,
like the Bonneville.
They really did. No, they did. They did.
heads-up display with the lights
Yep.
on the windshield.
Yeah, it just
No
didn't
way.
catch on.
Yep.
It's really odd. It never
Really?
caught on.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
It
wild.
just seems like toilets have been the same thing, just wasting water down the pipes forever, and windshields just exactly the same.
Not to pivot here too hard, but
That's fine.
bidets. Yes or no?
Yeah, those are interesting. Interesting
I've
concept.
never I've never experienced.
No.
Me
Am I
neither.
missing out, would you say?
No,
I don't know. I would
nobody
guess
knows.
yes, but I can't speak from
Nobody.
a position of
Not
authority.
going to be a great topic for us, it looks like.
No.
It
Yeah.
just, none of us know.
In theory,
It's a good idea.
It seems terribly refreshing.
No, it does sound really good. And it's easy to put on. I've watched a video on it a couple weeks ago
Really?
where it hooks onto your seat, but it just hooks into your water line, and they have a V out of it.
Yep.
So it really wouldn't be hard to install one.
I think that's a great example.
I could see you being the first friend I know that gets one.
Yeah.
Take that as a
I could
challenge.
see that too.
All right.
I could see me
It's on.
getting me and your friend. I think it's amazing how much media we consume that we can bring up something as random as bidets, and 1 out of 3 of us have recently watched a video on it.
Yeah.
I don't do that much. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Your week, Greg. How was your week?
Yeah, week was good. I'm trying to recap it a little bit. There's not a whole lot that, I feel like there's probably some significant things going on. At the moment, I just am like
Blanking.
blanking. So, yeah, took Lincoln into the doctor the other day. Felt like his ears were maybe a little funky. There's a little fluid in there, so done some meds. A few days. Yeah, Erica's birthday. That's probably the big
Yesterday,
one.
right?
Yesterday.
Yep.
So
We
that
have
was
a present for her, and Rachel asked me if I would bring it here to bring to you, and it's a living present. There's 2 of them,
Dog.
fun. Got me a turtle.
Yes.
and I
No, it's
said
for
that I thought
Erica.
you might kill it accidentally, like by leaving it in your car or something. So we'll
I got a
we'll
good guess.
hand deliver it.
I got a real guess, but I don't want to ruin it for
Wow.
Erica.
Guess
I don't want to ruin it for Erica.
Wow.
this is gonna be published long after she gets it.
There could be
It's a plant. It was
Yeah.
a plant.
I
shocking.
guess.
Part of me is like kind of like bummed out that you didn't think I was responsible enough to
Have a plan.
handle it, just taking a plant to my house.
Yeah,
The other part of me
Fair
is
enough.
just in love with the idea that you know me so well that like just
wasn't
feel
a
like
good idea.
yeah, it wasn't a good idea, and that like I just feel like a burden's been lifted. I'm like, oh, I'm just so glad I don't have to worry about that right now. So thank you.
Always looking out for you.
Yeah, it's so great. Plus, we'll get to see you when you drop it off.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hang out for a little bit, and we can talk about the top since they won't be there.
I
Yeah,
gave
that'd be
her a
good.
present directly on her birthday. So
Did you really? What'd you give her?
it was a pot, kind of like a vase with, it had pretend
with the-
paint.
with the
Just like you
plant
have a
in
hard
there.
time
Pretend plants.
describing it. Are you
It
making
is.
it
It's
up
kind
as
of
you
like
go?
it's a vase jar. It was
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It
And
was
it
very
had,
nice.
It had false plants in it.
It wasn't pot, though. I want to
Right.
clarify that
Yeah,
in case
okay,
there's any
thank
type
you.
of skip in the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, right.
It was
A
like
pot.
a pot. It was pot. A pot of plant.
Burning question. Nate came in very eager to answer this question, and I thought you might know because you know a bit more about hockey than I do, even though we both love it.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I know that much either, but I do love it.
He wanted to know why they don't just put like a sumo wrestler in the goalie, like in the goal, and just like lay him down. Like you can just lay on
Yeah.
their side, and there'd be like just this much
Right.
space for them to score. Seems
Which
like
they
way,
could
way
hit.
harder.
Which they could hit because they're professional athletes. But he also could stick his hand up and kind of
Yeah, you
Like,
wouldn't have to
be
be
in
all
that
that
set.
athletic.
Right.
You mean just
He-
like
and
You don't think
just
sumo wrestlers are athletic?
No, I'm
Well,
just
they
saying
are.
you wouldn't have to be like trained
But
in
if
the
you
art of
feel-
hockey, you know?
if you fill 85% of the net, you should be able to cover that last 15. You know what I
Percent.
mean? Like, why wouldn't you do it?
It's a great question.
Not against
Are
the
they-
Magic, man.
are-
That's still too much.
Are hockey goalies big guys?
A lot of
Yes.
them are.
They are very
yeah,
big?
they
Okay.
are. There's something to that, I
Okay.
think.
Quite large.
But there isn't. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
Full disclosure. I think there's pad.
Yeah. But what if you're so big that
Well,
the pads are?
Well, I would say
Then
that.
you got to take it like
you
you're.
just take it
if
right to
you're-
the
you gotta
skin.
take it to
That's
the
what I'm saying. So like,
Ouch.
yeah, you would cover more
True.
ground, but you're
but you're
like,
more exposed.
yeah, and the padding the padding's pretty big.
Yep.
I mean, if you can picture a sumo wrestler or a hockey goalie, they're probably similar in size.
I don't think so. Sumo wrestlers are like 500 pounds.
Well, there's a lot of. I mean,
there's smaller
pads,
sumo wrestlers, obviously. Like there's different weight classes, but
Those are just called wrestlers.
I'm talking the giants. I got it.
But yeah, that's a good question.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. Great question.
I don't have a good segue into this, so I'm just going to bring it up because it's kind of burning on my mind.
Quick before.
Go ahead.
Patrick Waugh was only 6'2", 190. We got to get somebody like 6'5", 330 in there. What are we doing?
Andre the Giant. Could you imagine him?
He doesn't have to be that tall, but 6'2", 190 is not very big. That's
no.
how.
I'm 6'1", 190.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so
that's me. That's me in the goal.
You wouldn't be
Think
my
about
choice.
this, though. Maxx has the body of a professional athlete.
100%.
That's true.
Patrick Waugh.
What can I say?
Can't hear you because his rings are in his ears. Patrick Waugh quote. You guys haven't heard that?
Nope, haven't heard it.
Oh, look it up on YouTube. It's funny.
I'll take it. I'll take
It
your word
sounds
for it.
hilarious.
All right, sorry for the interruption. Keep
I saw a
going.
meme earlier that said that so American Doll came out with the first ever like a hearing impaired representation doll, and like one of the reaction was like that guy like sweating profusely, and it said like the other ones can hear.
my favorite
That's pretty funny.
My favorite meme of the week was like a picture of like a cop, and it's like cop says, "You are arrested for forgery," and then it says me. Slides him a $37 bill. How about now?
That's funny too.
It's so
Ridiculous.
stupid.
That is so stupid.
It's
but
the
that's
stupidest
funny.
thing. That just tickled my funny bone.
So the segue is Rachel and I were watching a movie last night, and it was a great movie. I'll even say it. It was Captain Fantastic.
Okay.
Viggo Mortensen plays like a dad who raises him and his wife raise a bunch of kids like in the wilderness. They represent like kind of like left wing ideology, like Marxism. Like they're pretty open about it, but they raise these kids. They're like really really smart, live off the land, all that, and it's just their own ideology, kind of like a liberal like 30 years ago, like what you imagine then, like more of a tree hugger, like just want to live their own life, that kind of liberal. And in the movie, there's one scene where was it the first time they brought it up? There's one scene where they're talking about one of the kids is in for the first time ever, like in a public place, seeing like other people, and like this kid's like 6, and says something kind of inappropriate about a stranger, about them being like overweight or something. And one of the other kids says, you can notice that, but you can't comment on it. We don't make fun of people, right, Dad? And he's like, yeah. And then he said, except Christians. And then like it's kind of a running joke. And then later in the movie, they make fun of Christians again, like 2 or 3 times.
And you shut it off.
No.
Oh.
I was thinking about how like
Can't watch this stuff.
I was thinking about how like
Garbage in, garbage out.
that doesn't offend me at all.
No. Mm-mm.
But I feel like all these other like groups would get so offended by being characterized
also Christians
in that
would be
way.
offended by that though. Like
Well,
other
maybe
Christians
many
would be.
Christians
Me and
would.
you, Greg, not offended by it.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of Christians
I
that
feel
would be
like
I mean, I
offended
kind
by
of get
it.
it. Like when somebody makes fun of a Christian,
Right.
I'm like, I get it. Like I see what they're
Right.
talking
Right.
about. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
man.
those guys are weird.
But there are a lot. But there's a lot of people, probably even in your church, that would be offended by that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
but the other side of it, when Christians are super offended by the other stupid stuff,
Right.
Yeah.
like,
I think it's kind of fair to a little bit to be somewhat offended that like you're just like constantly the butt of jokes.
Right. Oh yeah.
But I also think like it's, for me personally, it's not a big deal. I don't think we should worry about it that much. But I also think that about like all of culture.
Right.
yeah, I think you can be bummed about it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm bummed that like Christians are viewed in that light. Like I'm bummed that
That's what it was. It was more like, that's too bad.
it's too bad.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yep.
But like angry about it, like
But you laughed anyway, didn't you? Oh no, it was Max watching.
Yeah.
You laughed, didn't you?
No.
Oh, didn't laugh.
I just was kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get it. I was like, yeah, okay. Moved on.
totally.
I thought about tweeting something. I was really good. At Viggo Mortensen,
Yeah.
USOB. But
Yeah.
I thought, nope. What would the Lord do? What would Jesus do? Didn't do it.
Fellowship of my.
Well,
So I don't know. That's all I had was just offense
Yeah.
in culture, and
that's
I don't know,
interesting.
I just feel like life is too short to be that offended by it. I also feel like any like critique people bring or like you have against like Christians, probably brought on ourselves. Like
that's what I mean.
100%.
That's why it's sad to it. That's why it's sad because it's like
it's probably true.
there's something there, you know.
Yeah.
There's something there to look at.
At the same time, so we did a podcast here. I did a podcast here with someone else that was sitting where Nate was sitting, and
Can you believe that?
I know, I'm sorry.
Alternative
I was a
universe.
guest on a different podcast. I wasn't hosting another podcast without you guys.
No, good.
And he asked me,
I did. I host another podcast
Oh,
without
I
you
know you
guys.
do.
So
That's right. That
and don't
Ridgewater.
even mention it here. I don't
I don't
you
record it in the studio, so
scrubbing
it's
off this
like
audience. We have our viewer, and we're gonna keep it that way.
we've got like
Yes,
6
and we
listens.
value you, viewer, whoever you are.
But he asked me a question about serving in the community. He knew I was an elder at Grace Life Church and asked me what that meant. And so it was kind of like, well, sometimes when I'm in commerce or business, I don't always know what to say about my faith because I don't want to necessarily offend someone else by it. But having this studio, it's kind of like, we're in my house, so we're going to talk about it. So I just like went in on it and talked about how it's, most important priority, comes before my marriage, comes before my family, comes before everything, puts a filter on my life being ministry then to love people well. And his comment back was like, oh wow, yeah, like I'm not very religious at all, but that's really cool to hear that. And so that's like the other side of it too, is it's really sad when you hear negative characterizations about Christianity, because I just wish that they would have more normal interactions with like I don't know.
That's every single
I was just going to say
like
that.
every single type of person.
Yeah.
like you could, people on the left or the right, I think stereotype the left or the right based off of
like 4 people on the internet.
4 people on the internet. And exactly. And then all of a sudden it's like, man, and I'm sure they wish the same thing. Like it's not just religion, but it's like, I'm sure they're thinking, if I could just have a conversation with somebody that would listen, you could probably appreciate my point of view or at least understand it more.
Yeah.
But no one does that. No one listens or even gives people a chance to.
I prefer to not even be around people. So
Well, that's the other part of it, where it's well, we can and we self-justify like our biases by that fact of like, well, it's just there's nobody out there really to know.
Yep.
It's just like the world's so broken. There's just it's terrible out there. I don't need to know people.
Go live in the woods.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't bring your kids out till they're 6 years old.
Yeah. And and when you bring them out, make sure that they can make fun of Christians and nobody else.
dare make fun of a Christian.
Okay, I understand. So we missed on that.
That's right.
Yeah.
You missed that part of the. That was the whole point.
Oh, dang it.
What else? Or was there something else another topic we had, or was that almost the end of it?
Might be. I was really looking forward to doing a toast. I forgot we're not doing that anymore in season.
Feel free if you want to.
No, that was last season. It's fine. Ship has sailed. Could we just comment on the newness of the studio?
Yeah, Greg, tell me we got new art behind us right now,
That's
and there's
true.
3 quotes, and I would like you to tell us what they mean. All right, this is the
Yeah.
game
Okay.
for the week.
Yeah.
So listen closely. I'm
I'm
gonna
ready.
go
So
through.
I can't look at it.
Nope, I'm gonna
No.
go through number 1, number 2, and number 3.
Maybe
I'm
start
ready.
on this side.
All right, Greg.
I feel like
Max,
whose
you-
line is it anyway? Where it's like I have
Yeah.
to guess what's
Yeah.
behind
And
me.
just know we are reading it perfectly.
Yep, as it is written.
As it is written, you tell us what it means, okay? Want me to read this first?
Yeah.
This is gonna be embarrassing.
There is a tree in my heart like a room full of gold.
There is a tree in my life, like a sky providing the wind. There is a tree in my side, like a umbrella protecting high.
Is the tree
Mm-hmm.
a dream?
There is a dream in my side, like a umbrella protecting high.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, think about the other ones that made more sense.
There is a dream in my life, like a sky providing the wind.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
Wait, what did
I feel like they
that
are.
was such a
they are-
condescending. Like, I don't know how you can make a one-syllable word so condescending.
I feel like they're beautiful art.
Well, I think they
I
are
don't know what
trees.
they mean.
I think those are tree rings
Yeah,
on
they are.
there.
Well, let me
With
look
a
back.
very-
Well, I think they mean
Uh,
nothing. I think they mean nothing.
Ambiguously, maybe mistranslated proverb.
I mean, this one over here is using the wrong article before umbrella is my
Yep.
main criticism,
be
but I have an English
an-
teacher wife.
An umbrella, not a umbrella.
Yeah.
But
Where'd you get these things?
Amazon.
Well, that's got to be a bad review.
I got them off an Amazon.
Amazon.
So yeah, we're just gonna leave them. We're just gonna let it play.
Yep.
I mean, they're cool.
They
So
look cool.
it was an impossible task. They mean nothing, and we put you on the spot. We
Mhm.
apologize.
Hold on. We're going to figure this out.
No,
it doesn't have
we're
to be this
not.
week.
No.
I'm not saying it has to be this week, but it's going to be figured out.
Tune in next week.
To find out.
Tree proverbs and their meaning.
And we might even have a couple more.
After you explain this, you're
Might
going to be
line
getting
the
this
whole
tattooed on there.
Dickin' wall.
This means so much. A umbrella. I love that. I need this on my wrist to remind me all the time.
Yeah, there's probably a deeper meaning why it's not an umbrella, but a umbrella.
Could be.
I'd assume.
All right, well, that's our episode. Sorry, it was a little scrambled. But it was good conversation. I
Beautiful.
think. I enjoyed it at least.
I think I would be remiss if they didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
What is remiss?